keep on coming. I got my feet planted down, homie, I ain't running. I feel my nuts still hang, so I ain't worried about nothing. See, we had to do them hard times, no frontin'. Back in elementary, man, I love they food. It was a change of when they got home eating Fruit Loops, while other kids play the games, blaming each other for cooties. I was fighting off the roaches and the mouses while I sleep, enjoying high. I lost the only father figure I had. I ain't talking about my pops, cause my brother's all I had. He got locked down, still kicking back with me, so all I can do is get his quarters packaged from him. In high school, oh no, people from my crew headed to the crossroads where we said fuck a kick up dust. Hard times gon' come, you gon' get stuck. That's why we are who we are. See the case, they on the grind, we march through it.
Now we having hard times, tripping pain, jumping off borderlines, even though we can't deal with them hard times. We gotta get through and live through these hard times.
Without our dreams, we have nothing, son. Just struggle, learn to survive to the day that we die. Working the 9 to 5 and I find and I'm writing my rhymes. How time flies by. It seems to get harder the harder I try. With a baby mama who just can't let go of a fight, who's not so satisfied with me working the 9 to 5. Come on time, no more overtime. But if I don't do what I gotta do, what the fuck am I gonna do? Gotta double the hustle, even though it's double the struggle. Cause if I don't, we all gon' crumble. Not only a father, but also an uncle to some nephews who call in the middle of the night when they's going through some trouble. Gotta give them all I got, even though I ain't got that much though. All I got on my mind is if I do's, no more if I don't. I can no longer flow the way the river flows. Gotta find a different road, hope everybody stays strong.
Now we having hard times, tripping pain, jumping off borderlines, even though we can't deal with them hard times. We gotta get through and live through these hard times. On the ground we having hard times, tripping pain, jumping off borderlines, even though we can't deal with them hard times. We gotta get through and live through these hard times.
Hard times is when your bankroll ain't matching up to what you spend every day, yo. And them hard times is when your brother passed away and you can't even learn to let him go. And I'm telling you that hard times is when your moms and pops separate and the relationship ain't the same no more. Yo, I'm telling you the truth, man. And here's another thing I'm telling you about them. Hard time is when you pick it up for 8 and you can't even turn it around and sell it for 9, man. Hard times, hard times, hard times. And let me tell you about a different kind of hard time. Is when no girl number 1 go and tell low girl number 2 that she with you, then you still got old girl number 3 on her knees, and she the one that's giving you that hard time. And all these hard times tell you what the fuck I feel when I'm going through some hard times. So think about that and let me get to the last hard time. Old girl number 3
going through them hard times, hustling, breaking ends, meeting, searching for this better day. By the end of the weekend, falling pain drops from my eyes, still drunk. The stumble up, the hit my nigga Bruce, he died.
On the ground we having hard times, tripping pain, jumping off borderlines, even though we can't deal with them hard times. We gotta get through and live through these hard times.
The harder the time, the bigger the harder part of my heart is in my child. That's the beginning, that's the start, that's the bulk of my life. Gotta keep the battery charging, it's just to beat all these hard times. Hard times, working a 9 to 5, come home to my child, then go out of town to do a round, taking the city one at a time. Only one thing on my mind, money I gotta find on the grind. That's the sign, that's the hard time, the hard time. Gotta go do another show, go to the club, filling through the back door, grab the microphone, curtains open, speakers blowing, feeling the rap of a flow. And we doing this with the love, cause we heading home road. Girl, it's a hard time, no more. Hard times, hard time.
Hard times, hard times, hard times, no more.